Did he say 25%? Yeah, 25. 10. 10? 10?
What's up, guys? Wanted to make a quick video. I do apologize about my voice today. I've been sick for a few days, so obviously this time of year, if you guys don't know, this is one of my busiest times of year where people just bombard me with stuff. Like every year, this is the time of year when people are like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this, I want to do that. So I'm going to break down real quick for you just two things about New Year's resolutions that will hopefully help you actually be successful this year. One is don't get caught up in the general population's generic bullshit. And what I mean by that is very, very simple. 2 of the top 5 New Year's resolutions this year: eat healthier and lose weight. That's really cool. If you wrote either of those down, you're going to fail. And I don't mean that like in a negative way. I mean, here's what I want you to do instead, because I'm not just going to complain and whine, right? I'm going to give you a solution to the problem, or I wouldn't talk about it. So if your goal is to lose weight and eat better, let's say those are your 2 New Year's resolutions. Those are probably correlated together, right? So what you need to do is make it measurable and then break it down. So if, let's say, by the end of the year you want to lose 40 pounds, okay? Well, let's break that down into quarters. So let's break it down so that 4 times a year we're going to measure and we're going to see where we're at. Well, 40 pounds is real easy, right? 10 pounds per 3 months. So every quarter we want to lose 10 pounds. Every quarter we want to lose 10 pounds. Every quarter we want to lose 10 pounds. The last quarter we hit our last 10 pounds. That's 40 pounds over a year. That's measurable. It keeps us on track. It gives us stepping stones to get there. And it gives us an end date. So one of the principles that I picked up is goals without deadlines are worthless. Goals without deadlines are worthless, guys. I want to get stronger. Cool. How much stronger do you want to get and by when? If you can't answer those 2 questions, you're going to fail. Period. End of story. Because if you're not measuring yourself and pushing yourself, you're never going to change anything. Like, you can maintain very easily, but ultimately if you want to improve, you have to set a deadline and you have to push yourself to get there, right? So same thing with losing weight. So if you want to lose 40 pounds, let's say you want to lose 10% body fat. Let's say you want to lose 4 pant sizes, right? So every quarter, I lose a pant size, I lose a pant size, I lose a pant size, and look, by the end of the year, I'm down 4 pant sizes. Well, it seems a lot more attainable when you say you only have to lose 1 pant size every 3 months instead of I want to lose 4 pant sizes by the end of the year. Well, right? Well, how am I going about doing that? And then once you establish those goals of whatever it is that you want to do, so we'll go back to the example for 40 pounds because most people in America understand weight, right? So if you want to lose 40 pounds, and I break it down 10 pounds per goal or 10 pounds per quarter, well, now what am I doing to actually make sure that I'm hitting those goals? Am I investing in a workout program? Am I investing in a nutrition program? Am I investing in personal training? Or am I just going to give the cheapest gym in town $10 a month and pray to God that I get better without having any idea what I'm doing? Because here's the deal, guys, is you can, most people are going to do it option B, right? Because it's the cheapest, fastest, easiest way. And they're going to bust their ass for 5 or 6 weeks. They're not going to hit any goals. And then they're going to quit because it's way too much effort, right? As opposed to going to somebody who's a professional in the field and saying, this is what I want to do. This is where I want to get to. Can you help me? What does it cost? This is what I need from you. And those programs are easily available as well. The problem is you have to pay for them. I always tell people this, all right? Free advice is always what it's worth. It's always worth what it is, right? I learned a very long time ago that, especially this time of year, if you give out free nutrition and workout advice, nobody sticks with it. And you're going to waste a lot of your time. So if you're in the fitness field, charge money. God, please. Like, people want, if you're actually good at what you do and you can actually get people results, then your information is valuable. Like, that's valuable information. There's a lot of guys at the gym, and I saw a bunch of them today, that'll give you a lot of invaluable information for free. They'll teach you how to hurt your rotator cuff and get a pot belly. I mean, there's guys who will do that at every gym I've ever been in. But if you want to actually get results and maintain progress, you might want to think about investing more than just into a gym membership to be able to use equipment, especially if you don't feel comfortable with exercise programming, or you want to tweak how you do exercises and really make sure that you're doing them properly, if you want to make sure that your nutrition's on point, all of that stuff, you can decide on how much you want to invest in. So just to give you an idea of what I do, is last year I made the first year where I said, okay, this percentage I'm going to give this percentage of my annual income to health and fitness, and mental fitness. So I actually included them both. And the reason I did that is because I have a gym. So my gym costs are not very high. And obviously with me being sponsored by Cellucor, you know, I don't, my supplement bill isn't what it used to be. Let's just put it that way. Okay, so like I had a little bit of extra money to invest, and I decided to invest in not only the health and fitness side, but also mental wellness. Because honestly, your mindset is super, super important whenever you're trying to accomplish a goal, set a goal, or get results, or become more successful at whatever it is you want to be more successful at, right? So if you want to lose 40 pounds, you want to be successful at that. What amount of your income are you going to invest that you didn't invest last year? And here's the biggest problem is most people go, oh, well, I'm just going to join a gym, or I'm just going to do that. And the problem is you don't feel it, right? Like if you invest $10 a month, the reason that Planet Fitness is still open is because they have probably 10,000 members who pay $10 a month, and only 200 of them actually go to the gym, right? Because $10 a month, no one feels that in their wallet, right? Like I throw $10 away all the time. On random crap that I don't need, but I do it all the time. So I'm not going to even notice it coming out of my account, right? But if I say, okay, this amount of my budget I'm putting towards health and fitness this year, well, now how am I investing that money, right? Because now it becomes, okay, if I'm going to put this much money into it, where am I going to invest it? And where's the smartest place to do that? And what goals do I want? And who's going to help me get there? And what's the highest caliber person I can get for that amount of money? And this is where it gets tricky. So like for me, guys, I invested a bunch of money, and I run a gym. Okay, I do this all the time. Here's the deal: is my goals are not necessarily most of my clients' goals this year. Okay, my goal this year is I really want to put on some good muscle. I want to learn a lot about biomechanics. And I want to learn a lot about performance training. So the stuff that I'm going through this year is not something necessarily my clients would get, and I'm not necessarily that comfortable in that field. So I went out and hired a coach. Now, was it expensive? Yes, but it fit in my budget. And I said, who's the best coach I can get for X amount of money? And I went out and found him. Now, here's the deal, is I don't get any personal time with them, obviously, because they live in California. Right? So you can do online programs, but honestly, especially if you're a beginner, you really do want a trainer. So put that into effect and really sit down and discuss, okay, what do I want to do and where do I need help? And be honest with it. Like if you really say, well, man, last year I really worked out really hard and I didn't really get any results and my shoulder hurt and my back hurt and my knees hurt. You probably did a lot of stuff wrong because you have no idea what you're doing, and the person who gave you advice probably gave you free advice. They gave you wrong advice. And now your body's messed up. Maybe this year's the time where you say, you know what, I'm just going to invest in somebody to teach me the right way to do stuff. Because last year I didn't feel like I got any results, I didn't feel like I got a good workout, and I felt like I got hurt more than anything, and my joints hurt. My joints shouldn't hurt, my muscles should. So discuss that amongst yourself, and when you're coming up with goals, really sit down, break them down, and then discuss how much you're willing to invest to hit those goals. Because if you don't take those steps, guys, and honestly, if you just say, I want to lose weight this year, you're going to fail and you're going to be back in the same spot you were, if not worse, next year. So I love New Year's resolutions, guys. I'm really excited that so many of you want to improve your health and fitness. But ultimately, if you're going to do it the right way and actually make goals, sit down, decide what you're going to invest, decide what programs you want to do. Because I see it all the time, and it really breaks my heart is when I see people who get really gung-ho for 5 or 6 weeks and then they hurt themselves or they do something stupid or they quit. And it really it blows my mind because then they do the same thing the next year. And again, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result, right? So if you're not going to change the way that you approach your goals this year, you're not going to hit your goals this year. Plain and simple. Hope you guys have a great New Year's. Happy 2016. Let's go kill it. Peace.